So right now, I'm going to share to Facebook Live, and I'll be right out there watching. I'll come in if there's any help needed. Hi everyone, I'm so happy to be joining you today on Giving Tuesday. My name is Bridget Stout and I have been a part of iEARN-USA for 5 years now, and the best 5 years of my life. I'm proud to work here. And today I would like to be sharing with you, sorry, just a minute. There we go. Okay, it's back. I would like to share with you about some of our classrooms. Heard a lot about iEARN already this morning, and as you know, we are a network of educators and students around the world in 140 countries. And we here at iEARN-USA, one of our primary responsibilities is to take care of and support the educators and students from the US that participate in the network. And we couldn't be more proud of them. They are such wonderful representatives of the US, and we refer to them often as our ambassadors as well. Giving Tuesday today is a day of global kindness and giving and volunteerism, and that's pretty much what we do all year round at iEARN-USA and iEARN, the network. And so today is just a special day when we can engage with everyone and hopefully gain your interest in our organization. So much of what we do in iEARN is project-based learning, and it's all about global collaboration, but the way we do the global collaboration is project-based learning. And I'd like to tell you a little bit more about that, so we're going to watch a video.
Have you ever wanted to connect your students with the rest of the world? Since 1988, iEARN has been doing just that. Students are crossing international borders and jumping language barriers to collaborate on global projects across subjects like math, creative writing, art, science, and history. In a safe and secure online platform called the Collaboration Center, students and teachers participate in dialogue and hands-on collaboration with others from around the world. iEARN helps educators connect and communicate with other teachers and students around the world using interactive technologies, engage students and subjects through creative collaboration with their peers in other countries, and empower students to take action and make meaningful contributions to their local and global communities. Interested in learning with the world, not just about it? Join us at collaborate.iEARN.org.
Okay, I love that video. And one of my favorite quotes is that students and teachers participate in dialogue and hands-on collaboration with others from around the world. And that's really what we do. And it's an opportunity for students and teachers to be doing this, doing the project work hands-on in their classroom, but then discussing it with each other and engaging in this dialogue. I'd like to share with you now some snapshots of some of our iEARN educators from the US, along with some of their students in the projects that they work on. And this gives you a good idea from their perspective what it's like to be a part of iEARN.
Our curriculum in North Carolina has gone through a lot of changes. We've gone from looking at things that happen around the world or science related to looking at things that happen in North Carolina.
Really here we don't get to see what happens in other countries, especially being from the United States. We definitely have biases towards different people and different things.
I really think it's important to connect kids in other countries, because if you don't, you lose a whole sense of global oneness. iEARN-USA is a project-based program that uses technology to connect students to help them facilitate and enrich their curriculums, whether it's in the United States or whether it's global.
With my iEARN project, we worked with the school in Syria on solar oven projects.
Their question was, how are you going to use the solar energy that we get daily to produce the best s'more that you can make?
So our partner school in Taiwan is doing the solar cooking project as well.
They have to try and figure out how to get across to them what the ingredients that we're using are, or what some of the supplies that we're using, because they're not the same.
Me and one of their students swapped recipes, but he wasn't quite sure what a s'more was. So I explained that, and that was pretty cool.
They have to design their project, they have to test their project, they have to modify their project.
When we first started, we had this great idea. We were going to build a box and then insulate it. We've had to modify it 100 different times.
And then they have to present it to a panel of peers from the community.
We had teachers and professors and students all across the world watching and listening to us just share how we did the project.
iEARN-USA aligns with my curriculum in North Carolina because all of the projects are designed by teachers for their standards, and so it matches mine as well. You can't pick up the kind of stuff that goes on here, the real world experiences in the project-based learning. If we connect youth, we've now connected future adults. And when you connect future adults and you have no sense of fear between them, and you have trust and a celebration of their culture, you've created the potential for a pretty good future world.
I love that video, and I especially love the honesty of the student who says that that of course we have bias, and we have these ideas about others, and how this project and how this collaboration will help students overcome that and to really get to know someone else rather than just making a judgment. Next video I'd like to share with you is from another educator in the US, in St. Louis. And let's see, tell you her, let Catherine tell you her story.
My background is in anthropology, so I've always had a passion for cultures and diversity. I look at my children and I look at the future that they have for them, and global education and competencies is going to be crucial. I want them to be explorers of the world. We live in an interconnected world, yet global competency skills are not a primary focus of our curriculum. We rarely talk about the global competencies that are necessary for students to engage in their world. So we're really looking for ways in which to update our technologies and bring those global competencies into the classroom. Teaching is changing. We're educating students for jobs that don't exist yet using technologies that haven't been invented. iEARN-USA is an organization that aims to unite students and educators from around the world in global collaborative virtual exchanges. It develops the skills that our students need to be successful in the 21st century. Once you have a project, it's time to get your students excited about learning with others, which is pretty easy to do because it's fun. And then you start working on communication skills. So students oftentimes introduce themselves in the network, and then you incorporate all of that into your curriculum, making sure that it all is standard and kind of what you would normally do in your class, but just adding a global spin to it. After that, setting some expectations. So what are you hoping to get out of this? You want to dream big because you're doing some really great things when you engage in iEARN, but setting some reasonable expectations too, because it's a challenge, it's a different environment, and it's a different approach to education. Currently, my students are going to be engaging in the Kindred Project. We're going to be working in collaboration with several schools from North Africa and the Middle East, including schools from Morocco and Syria. This work has completely changed my worldview and has completely changed how I feel about my position in the world and the role of myself as an educator. When students are collaborating, they're doing so many things. They're building communication skills, they're building creativity skills, problem-solving skills, awareness. That's the future of education, where you're combining your head, your heart, and your hands together in one. And iEARN combines all of that.
So by now you're getting a sense of how passionate these teachers are about the work that they do within iEARN and how it really transforms their teaching and their classrooms. Now I'd like you to hear from some students.
You must go to a shelter for the homeless to get food, clothes, and medical care. It's not just being aware, but it's also knowing what can I do to make a difference. It starts not with me, not with you, but each one of us.
I remember we were talking about like who gets to eat in a family, and then this one person was like, well, the girls don't get to eat because the boys do all of the work. Yeah, and at first I was like, we were very shocked, and then we were like, oh wait, that's how it is. It's very eye-opening. Basically, we are conferring with students in other countries about things that we've learned about hunger and world hunger and poverty, and learning where hunger was, which was actually really surprising because it wasn't where I thought it was at all.
And two waiters from the other. You said you would do that and thought this is interesting for them because it's authentic, it's real, it's current. No one in the United States is hungry. It's not something that they've read about and that's 5 years old. It's right now.
Madame had this hunger banquet planned out way before we knew about it.
Well, to John Henley High School in this hunger banquet, sponsored by students in Miss Middlehoff's and Miss Delmata's classes. Your random ticket gives you little control over how much food you receive, in the same way people in the real world have little control which economic situation they are born into.
And we'd have a sub, and we'd be like, where's Madame? She'd be like, oh, I'm doing iEARN.
iEARN came to talk about this global outreach project and enables us to have lesson plans that are incorporated then into our classroom.
I think it's better that we like show them rather than just tell them. Yeah. And you're not going to want to make a difference unless you like see the problem. It's going back to the thing with iEARN where we're like collaborating with the other people in the other countries, and it's better than just reading about their culture we're experiencing.
That video is just amazing to me, to hear directly from the students when they speak so eloquently about how they've learned and how their point of view has changed. This project in particular is just life-changing for many people, certainly for the educators that get involved, but the amount of students that are touched by this. And it's very true that many of the students in the US go into this project believing that hunger exists other places in the world and not in the US, and certainly not in their communities, because they're not seeing it. And it's extremely eye-opening. That project has been a part of iEARN for about 10 years now. It's owned by a wonderful organization called Kids Can Make a Difference, which is very near and dear to my heart. And they're wonderful partners with us, and they have a plethora of materials and resources available on their website, and they share all of that with us and with the iEARN community, and we're so grateful for it. Oops, sorry.
You must go to a shelter.
So that finishes the videos that I would like to share with you. And I wanted to say thank you for joining us on Giving Tuesday and for being a part of iEARN and this wonderful community of educators and students. If you'd like to learn more, please visit us at iEARN.org or at us.iEARN.org as well. And since it's Giving Tuesday, of course, we would welcome any donation that you would like to make as well on our website. Thank you so much. Students, if you'd like to learn more, please visit us at iEARN.org or at us.iEARN.org as well. And since it's Giving Tuesday,